The Sustainability Institute, founded in 1999, we are a learning hub that fosters and ignites imagination for change. So we create conditions and processes for imagination to thrive, for people to be able to imagine and create practical innovations for the future that we all envision or they envision. So the learnership focused on two components, one being the EV aspect, which is like more on the technical skills. And then the second component is actually focusing on personal development. So this is what we call the essential skills. The program was implemented end of 2024. We started with the process of talking to industry to get their input into the curriculum. So we see an EV learnership as a way of trying to ignite imagination for the young people to think about their future.
The process was to initially come up with some sort of curriculum, bearing in mind the various backgrounds that these students come from, but also understanding that this was something that was new to the Sustainability Institute. So we had to then design a program that would make the students be industry ready. Whenever I run a program or I get involved in a program like this, one of the most important things for me is to not just certify students so that they walk out of here with a qualification that will earn them a job, but there isn't a real change within them to maybe see the world differently, but also practice differently. I think every time we did practicals, every time we got into a car and they went for a drive, every time we visited a site and they were able to see a vehicle being put together, took the whole course from just being theoretical to something very, very practical. It was always very interesting to see them light up.
My name is Noah BC.
I'm Kieran Neft.
My name is Yolanda Gebe. My name is Ntanukazi Sakauli.
My name is Iko Katom.
I am Liwaldo Yeso.
In the program, we did personal development, which was one of my favorite classes, because then you get to learn about yourself, develop your soft skills, and figure out how to deal with certain things in an emotionally acceptable way. And then we obviously did the technical side with Mr. Andy, so that was learning about EVs, how they work, and fundamentals of them as well.
At first I was nervous because I'm meeting people that already established themselves here. But later I've made a grow a connection with them, and I feel now comfortable. I feel now I can express myself.
At first, I was doubting myself. I wasn't feeling confident, and when the program continued, I started gaining confidence, and I am proud of myself now.
One specific moment or project that we did was the day that we went out on a spin with the EV Mini Cooper. We did the first spin. It was a fantastic experience. So that was one of the moments or projects I would say that we had.
My favorite moment is when we visited Mellow Cabs. I got to see how they actually build the trike delivery bikes. That was very exciting for me because I know we are getting to a stage we're going to be moving into working, doing the practical side of things. So when I saw that, I was definitely keen to be part of the Mellow Cab crew, should that be a company that is interested in taking some of the students in.
So my next step is, we got in job training, so I'm currently focusing on that. Yeah, so that's what I'll expand my knowledge and stuff. I am more kind of the physical guy, so I'll probably be there in the workshop maybe, not in the office.
Some of the skills that I've gained from this whole EV learnership was learn emotional intelligence, communication skills, interview tips.
technology and technology and the mechanics behind EV, and how people try to implement the technology into the people's daily lives, how they're trying to notice that somehow will be the vehicle that will help our planet.
I learned from this program the teamwork, because we work together a lot and they boost our confidence when we speak in front of them. I feel like I'm family. The teamwork is there, yeah.
We have facilitators for both components, and our learning approach was including online and in-person learning, just to center around the place-based and also bring about practicality. So what was very useful for this program was that we didn't design it with just us as a learning partner and Zimi as a technical partner, but we also involve industry in shaping the curriculum of the learnership. So what we really hope that this learnership achieved is to equip the workforce within the green skills, just to close the gap in the skills workforce, but also to bring about awareness in these vulnerable communities and youth that comes from these communities about the EV mobility sector. We also hope to create employment and opportunities for young people to be able to participate and get involved. So all in all, we're trying to really bring the just in the transition within this sector in particular.
So my component complemented the actual technical part of the EV learnership. The personal leadership offered soft skills. And those included things like, if I recall, students arrived on the first day very shy and uncertain. Some people were barely able to look at me. So there was an aspect of confidence building. And then as the weeks progressed, so public speaking, writing CV, editing, interview skills. And that was basically helping students get to a point of being confident to appear in front for an interview, being able to write a CV confidently, and being able to understand what are the skills they learned and accrued along the way, and being able to put that into the CV, writing a covering letter. So we built up to that as the output of the experience. But the bigger part of the experience, which is not quantified, is the building of self-esteem. I think that for me was the crux of what I was doing, was contributing to building their self-esteem. How it ties into the practical component in terms of the EV, the fact is that they needed to find internships, and my responsibility was being able to prepare them for that, finding an internship. And I remember we also had an experience of actually having a mock interview where we took them out. We were at speed, and for someone who had never been to that actual physical place, and inculcating the belief that they are worthy, they're able to do much more than they realized. And that's a form of coaching that comes into it as well. The value of this program has been being able to build the courage, install the sense of I can, and as young people to inspire them that they become the change agents in South Africa.
Okay, at Melovans we designed and then developed, and now we currently build micro EVs for the last mile delivery. So that could be delivering cargo, delivering people, or just being a shop front for whatever our clients wants to sell.
Zimi is about assisting fleets, predominantly commercial fleets, to assist them to transition to electric vehicles.
All right, so we got involved in the program actually through an introduction with Zimi chargers. We were speaking to Zimi about chargers for the Melovans and for some of their customers who are using the Melovans. So the introduction came through them. We then got involved with speaking to the Sustainability Institute, and we've obviously got quite a big interest in getting more people involved in the industry and really educating around EVs.
How the EV Learnership came about. So it came about through a partnership between Zimi, Halo Scene and the Sustainability Institute. And extra on top of that, one of our partners called P4G is involved on a more an advisory and a funding level. And the whole purpose of the program is to empower our youth, to expose them to this new technology, what all the systems is around them, how the charging works. And then the ultimate goal is to then equip them so that they can enter in the field.
So our job was to assist Mweni in basically adding real industry experience to the program, so it's as relevant as possible. So chatting with the lecturers and getting involved in certain lectures, explaining certain concepts, and almost guiding the curriculum so that it is as relevant as possible to the real life industry.
To me, the most exciting part of the program was actually when we had everyone over to Melavans for the site visit. And we met, specifically I can remember, two of the students who we actually employ at the moment. Kieran was very interested in putting EVs to work in a farming environment. So you could see that he comes from a farming background, and he wants to learn as much as he can to put that back into the farming industry. So that was one highlight to me, is to say there's a guy who's interested in agriculture and he's over at the EV program. And then Lee Waldo, who's also there, you can see he's got great ambitions. So really excited to answer people's questions about EVs and seeing how they can use it in different industries.
So we're excited about this journey, and we are hoping that we can roll out a national program. So currently we just focused on the Western Cape as the first cohort, and the future is looking at how do we expand and build a strong work-skilled force to really drive the green transition by having more programs in different provinces. So we are excited, the journey has started, and we are calling for more. Let's work this journey together and let's impact our society and our planet.